As you begin to build wealth, and this is for people who are engaging in business, entrepreneurs, content creators, anybody who's a non-wage earner, you're building your brand, you're building your income statement and your balance sheet are starting to grow. You've got some real estate here and there. You've got some other business interests. You need to think about separating operations from the actual, assets, right? And so you have an operating company, right? That's the business that sells, that hires, and does all the things. The front-facing company, the LLC, if you will, or the S corp, whatever. You just wherever you are in your designation, you're building. You have something to protect, right? And then you have your holding company. That's where the actual assets, the wealth lives. It owns the assets, okay? And that's because you want to separate the risk, right? You need to protect the risk that your assets are under fire, whether it's a lawsuit, et cetera, okay? So, you know, as we talk about building wealth through the tax code, because it forces you to build wealth, right? If I know that I'm going to end up owing Uncle Sam 30,000, and this is where business owners, real estate, but people who are building wealth, they go wrong. They go, oh no, I don't have the money to spend on this asset or that asset or these things or advertising. But here's the deal. You're going to have a tax liability. And Uncle Sam doesn't care if you have the money. You're going to go on a payment plan. So if you're going to go on a payment plan, why not go on a payment plan by putting money into your business, right? Increase your advertising. Get the professional Zoom account. Get the top of the line machinery, tools, and equipment that make things more efficient and faster. You're going to have to cut the check. You're either cutting the check to Uncle Sam or you're cutting the check to your business activities and operations. I'd rather make payments on my credit card for my business than make payments to the IRS via my online account, right? People get caught up in the absolute of letting go of a dollar without understanding where you're letting go of the dollar. And if you let go of the dollar in your business, the tax code incentivizes that. They go, oh, okay, you get to take that away from the income. We won't tax that because that expense is valid. And not only that, now you have more customers. You have loyal customers because, oh my gosh, they get this done so much faster than the other company because they're using old machinery and equipment. Or I see you more than I see somebody else, in my feed, so I'm going to sign up, right? I'm going to sign up for that webinar. You got more exposure. Now you've got another customer, right? Then you've got more sales. It forces wealth building, okay? And so as you're building the wealth by force, you need to protect it. And you need to understand when to have a holding company that holds your assets and when to have the operating company. All right. So if you want to learn more, go to the link in my bio. I have a trust and estate planning webinar August 19th. Don't wait to sign up because once the spots fill up, there will be no opportunity, and only registrants will get a replay. And it's only one email allowed per registration. So, make sure you get on there. It is tax deductible. It is from my personal trust and estate planning attorney. He is nationally recognized. So, I want you to lock in your seat. Okay, so the link is in the bio.